Welcome back everyone. In previous episode we have explored the unconscious side of the psyche and found that the shadow is in the center of the unconscious field. In this episode we will explore the unconscious side a bit more, but this one is interesting for two reasons. First, some of the viewers might find this episode controversial, and second, it might help you find the love of your life, or if you already have found it, it can help you get along better. Let's find out if it will be helpful or controversial for you. Jung believed that nested inside the shadow are qualities of our opposite sex, and he referred to them as Anima and Animus. The Anima is the feminine aspect in men, and the Animus is the masculine aspect in women. You can think about it like the yin-yang symbol, the black dot in white and white dot in black. But this doesn't mean that in every man there is a woman and in every woman there is a man, but rather an image of an ideal man or woman. You can sometimes encounter these archetypes in your dreams, usually in the form of the opposite sex. For example, as a wise old man or a wise old woman, king or queen, father or mother, or even as a god or goddess. The Anima and the Animus are formed in part by the experience of our mother or father, and by the influence of culture and heritage. And according to Jung, in order to become a whole and to grow, one must recognize his or her Anima and Animus aspects and integrate its contents to his or her personality. But like I said in the previous episode, the integration is a slow process. It takes time, but it's a necessary step to grow. For men, positive contents of the Anima archetype are what is considered as positive feminine traits, like empathy, humility, sensitivity, and so on. And for women, the positive contents of the Animus archetype are what is considered as positive masculine traits, like strength, courage, independence, leadership, assertiveness. So both men and women who have become fully conscious of their own positive and negative traits can develop further by recognizing the traits of their opposite sex and integrating the positive ones and becoming conscious of the negative ones. And if one represses or rejects the Anima or the Animus, one of the two possible very common scenarios can happen: projection or possession. I have mentioned shadow projection in the previous episode, and I've said that it's easier to project everything negative into the environment. In the case of Anima projection, for example, a man meets an attractive girl and projects his Anima into her, meaning he begins to see her not as who she is, but rather the ideal woman image, which is his Anima. A very good example of this is the 500 Days of Summer movie. Our main character, Tom, meets Summer in the elevator. Summer hears Tom's music and likes it, and at that moment Tom thinks that she is the one.
Such a heavenly way to die. I love him.
Holy shit.
But as he gets to know her more, things start to become complicated, and at the end, Tom realizes that she isn't who he thought she was.
I know you think that she was the one, but I don't. No, I think you're just remembering the good stuff. Next time you look back, I really think you should look again.
This is a very clear example of Anima projection. On the other hand, possession is when the subject has a negative experience with the opposite sex. It can be mother, father, sister, brother, friend, or a lover. And in the case of Anima or Animus possession, man and woman show different results. A Jungian analyst, John A. Sanford, writes, when a man is possessed by the Anima, he is drawn into a dark mood. He tends to become sulky, overly sensitive, and withdrawn. A poisonous atmosphere surrounds him, and it is as though he is immersed in some kind of psychological fog. If the anima is the master of moods in a man, the animus is the master of opinions in a woman. He typically expresses himself in judgments, generalizations, critical statements, and apodictic assertions that do not come from woman's own process of thinking and feeling, but have been picked up from various authoritative sources, mother or father, books or articles, church, or some other collective organization. When a man is possessed by the anima, he becomes prone to irrational moods. And when a woman is possessed by the animus, she becomes prone to irrational opinions. I'm going to add here my own thoughts. I think that this is a trap that a lot of men and women today fall into. I see a lot of anima-possessed men joining to groups like MGTOW or men's rights movements, and a lot of animus-possessed women joining to women's rights or feminist groups. I'm not saying that these groups are meaningless or everyone who joins them is anima or animus-possessed. They can do good, but also harm, especially if they are motivated by negative emotions. Only by gaining an awareness and understanding of our unconscious mind and true inner nature, we as individuals can acquire the self-knowledge which is necessary to protect ourselves from ideological fanaticisms. And thank you for watching.